Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now getting closer to the very end of August of 2022, which means we're only getting closer to other Star Wars shows out there, like Star Wars Andor, The Bad Batch 2, as well as Tales of the Jedi, and more. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the new Star Wars universe is that we have a lot of things happening at the same exact time between Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, George Lucas, that's really bringing Star Wars Legends back to life, essentially. Bringing it back in action, making it officially canon in the Disney Star Wars universe by allowing a lot of Legends characters to actually get mixed in with the new. Now, with that being said, however, what's even all the more exciting has a lot to do with the fact of what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are currently crafting for their future Star Wars TV shows, which, by the way, a lot of which will be announced at this year's D23 event, as well as Disney Plus Day, but it's nothing in comparison to what they have planned to announce at Celebration of 2023 in Europe. So next year is going to be the real deal when it comes to the amount of announcements that we will get. Now, given that Jon and Dave are working on Mando 4, The Book of Boba Fett Season 2, and a whole lot of other, TV shows currently in the works at the same exact time, they have a lot on their plate. They're really dedicating their lives to bringing Star Wars back to life and back to its roots and back to the vision of George Lucas as well. Now, with that being said, however, what's even all the more exciting has a lot to do with the fact that there are a lot of recent developments that are actually beginning to brew behind the scenes that involve a lot of key elements in the Star Wars universe that a lot of fans have been asking for over the years. Now, with both Disney and Lucasfilm now getting ready to announce a host of new Star Wars TV shows at this year's Disney Plus Day and D23, creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are also very busy developing The Mandalorian Season 4. Now, it's described that currently Lucasfilm creators are getting ready to do some very big things with the Star Wars franchise that is set to involve Luke Skywalker in the upcoming Star Wars TV shows. One major scene that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are already actually storyboarding as we speak, and that are finalized to be used as a flashback scene in The Mandalorian Season 4, involves Luke Skywalker during the events of the Battle of Jakku. Now, the storyboard involves a full-fledged scene in which Luke Skywalker is running across the sandy battlefield of Jakku as sand troopers and stormtroopers are fighting the Rebel Alliance. This is when one of the Imperial Star Destroyers gets close to obliterating a Rebel base situated on Jakku. Now, what Favreau and Filoni are beginning to set up for the fans is that they are set to have him use a monumental power that allows him to take down a Star Destroyer by crashing it into the sand. This is something that both Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams originally wanted to do with Luke, but their ideas got scrapped in early drafts. This scene, however, was already delayed, of course, before in the past films, however, has been finalized now for Mando 4's script. Now, Luke here is said to be wearing a Jedi robe with a hood over his head when taking down the Star Destroyers. Luke then begins to take his Jedi robes off and crashes the ship into the sand. Now, the scene that's a flashback is said to take place during the events of which when Luke Skywalker is talking to Din Djarin about his past to becoming a Jedi Master and discovering his own powers within. Now, Dave Filoni is slated to direct these new, of course, episodes that will involve Luke Skywalker wielding such a power on Jakku. Mando 4 is set to have a training session between both Luke and Din when he finds out that he is going to be Force sensitive in one, of course, the big plans by Favreau and Filoni, where Luke is showing him the proper path to utilizing the Force in respectful ways. Now, let me just pause here quick for a second. Now, this obviously is something that they wanted to do in The Force Awakens, and then later in The Last Jedi, that ended up never really happening, which is very unfortunate because it was hinted at, I believe, in one of the recent books over the past couple of years. Not directly, they never directly said it was Luke that took down one of the destroyers on Jakku, but it was definitely hinted at in one of the books. They wanted to make you think that it was him. So the thing about this entire scene that's being set up for The Mandalorian Season 4 is that it is going to be used as a flashback when Luke is actually pretty much showing Din Djarin the ways of the Force, because what Favreau and Filoni are planning to do with Din is that they are planning to make Din Djarin Force sensitive. Does that mean he's going to be a modern Tar Vizsla? That's the biggest mystery of all. However, there's a lot of Force sensitives out there that either truly tap into their power or just meddle with it a little bit. You know, kind of like, you know, when you look at how Leia gave up being a Jedi, but she still uses the ways of the Force to actually use that as an advantage in politics. You know, if you guys read up on the books, it truly, you know, makes that canon. Now, moving forward from all of this, what's really interesting about this scene is that they are looking to actually shoot on a real location instead of inside of a stage. Now, that to me, I think is going to make the scene all the more realistic looking, all the more powerful when it comes to the cinematography and how cinematic it's really going to look in comparison to, you know, what's done inside of a studio or on stage. So basically what they want to do, and this is actually coming as a big surprise, is that Mark Hamill is set to return for his big scene here that they plan to shoot at a real location. Both Favreau and Filoni have already discussed to shoot the scene in Abu Dhabi, with Mark Hamill on set using the new technology by ILM that will make him appear younger at a less expensive route. Mark is said to have already had conversations with John and Dave about the scene, and is currently reading over his role for the 4th season that is said to be a very big one for the Star Wars community. So, Abu Dhabi is a very good location for Jakku. I believe they even shot some scenes there for The Force Awakens and, you know, such around those lines. But when you look at everything related to Mark Hamill and how he's coming back and how ILM has this brand new tech that is going to allow them to de-age properly in a less expensive way, but at the same exact time making it very high quality. We're not quite sure what this new technology really is just yet, but it is said to be different than just regular de-aging tech. So we'll find out next year exactly what that true technology really is at the end of the day. Now, moving forward from all of this too, alright, this is where things begin to really kind of expand more, is that Favreau is also set to be, of course, a, you know, person that really wants to make things very ultra-realistic is what he is actually going for now. However, he's set to reveal that Luke is protecting something on Jakku, something very valuable and crucial to the future of the Jedi, and that the Empire is after it, and why Luke unleashes such a power against the Imperial Destroyer. The scene is said to also involve other characters from Star Wars Legends that will join Luke Skywalker's fight. Now, we're not quite sure exactly which Legends characters are going to be involved during the Battle of Jakku, but at the end of the day, you know, we got a couple of ideas. We already know that Kyle Katarn is in the works to become canon, and it could very well be him as a prime example. The thing that really gets me is what in the world is Luke protecting on Jakku? Is it a person? Is it an object or a piece of Star Wars lore? You know, Jedi lore? We're not quite sure just yet about that, but over the next couple of months we will be figuring out more and more about Favreau and Filoni's true intentions of why Luke is actually joining the Battle of Jakku, other than ending the ways of course, the Empire. So overall, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.